Okay, yeah, I see live now too. That's
All
funny.
right. Sick. Okay. Guys, sorry, we were just talking to each other for a long time.
Then we realized that no one had said hi, so you guys were just having your own conversations and we weren't there. Too funny.
But we're here now. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Good thing I looked at this. Good thing I looked at this. Okay. Oh, this still isn't.
No?
Oh, I see. I see what
You're
I
not
did.
saying hi yet, so maybe there's just a delay. We're at 34 seconds.
Maybe.
Am I allowed to comment?
I think so. I think, oh, here we go. Here we go. I think now we're live, right? Are we live?
I don't know. I had the live button for 48 seconds now.
Yeah, I think we are. Look, we're live.
Okay. Okay, cool.
We're live. Okay.
Oh, now they're saying hi. Yeah, you are live.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Sorry, we were, okay, you know what's hilarious, guys? I thought, this is funny because this is deja vu because I just explained this to everyone who just couldn't hear it because we weren't actually live. But yesterday, we did a test of this so that this would go smoothly. And then it didn't go smoothly. And then I thought we figured it out, but we didn't. So we were just talking to each other for like, how long was that? Like
Probably 5 minutes. Yeah.
5 minutes of just talking to each other, but talking to you guys. And then I was like, oh, I can't see the comments because my phone is broken. So I thought I would pull up this phone. And then I'm like, wait, it doesn't even say we're live yet. So
Jim wants
now we are.
Mug. Yeah, this guy named Michael, he's in Manitoba here. He's a potter, and I got it from when I was working at a farmer's market. Michael Lemur from Manitoba.
Need to, there we go.
Did the camera automatically come on? Hi, Josh. We're live.
All right. Hello, everybody. Guys, this is a live video to pair with another vlog 240. If you watch that video, then you know about this package of goods here that Marria and I are giving away. It is a cutting board. This is hilarious because I just explained this to nobody. This is a cutting board that I didn't really like that much because the pattern doesn't really, it doesn't catch my eye perfectly. And I imagine that happened because before it was oiled, it was less obvious. But this is ambrosia maple. This is quarter sawn maple, which ambrosia can be quarter sawn as well. That's a type of cut, not a type of maple.
Right.
But anyway, it just didn't work out that good. I decided to shelf this one forever, throw it in the tall grass, but I got some emails asking if they could buy it anyway because they liked it. It also has some poplar and some oak and some walnut in there. So it is kind of nice looking, of course. I figured it would be best just to give it away to anyone who may want it. And how you win it is going to be explained in a second. We're going to pair it with two of Marria's products. We got this cheesecloth here, which is a reusable wrap for your cheese and other products that, I mean, what do you use this for yourself? What do you advertise this for? Obviously, use cheese.
It's mainly cheese, but then anything that's an opened package that you want to seal back up. So a cucumber, a pack of bacon. I've got it around some cookies right now that once you cut the plastic, there's no way to reseal it. And so here it is, keeping that fresh. So yeah, I've put it around pepperoni before, but mostly cheese.
Anything that has one open end, really, that it will fit around.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, there we go. Okay, I did not wrap it up as good as it was, but that's okay. So there's the cheese wrap, which is the obvious thing to go with a cheese board. This is kind of an oversized cheese board, or small cutting board, but you can use it with any board or no board at all. But I thought it would pair nicely. And then we have this, which is a Swedish dishcloth. This is where we realized that we were talking to nobody before. So do you want to go through your whole spiel again about what these actually are?
Sure. They might seem kind of new to people out there, but they were actually invented in the late 1940s by a guy in Sweden, and they're made with wood cellulose, which is like an byproduct of the wood industry, and then they add cotton, so it's a fabric. And why it's awesome is it's got a closed cell fiber system, which means the food particles from the kitchen don't get stuck in the cloth, like a J cloth or a crocheted cloth that gets full of food particles and it gets super smelly. This one won't. And then overnight it will dry out crispy, which also inhibits the growth of bacteria, and it will get all spongy and soft and white again, or wet again when you get it wet again. But my favorite thing about them is you can wash them in the top rack of the dishwasher. Obviously they can go in the washing machine, but I just find it easier in the dishwasher. And then they come out all sanitized. They're soaking wet. They absorb 20 times their weight in water, which is a lot. So they don't go flying around in the dishwasher. And you just take them out and squeeze it and you're good to go. So, and then lastly, they're biodegradable. So after it's had its life, I don't know, 6-8 months or so, it'll start crumbling and then you can compost it. Now I get a little bit more life out of it. I put it under my sink and use it for floor spills and dog messes. And then when it actually has a hole in it, then I will put it in the compost. So they're awesome.
So there you have it, guys. That's what a Swedish dishcloth is. You sent us a few of these, and we haven't used them yet because I wasn't sure. I knew we were going to do this giveaway at some point, but I didn't know when and what, and so I didn't know how I was going to put the package together. But this is the package, and the other ones that you sent, I think we'll use for ourselves.
Awesome.
But if you watched another vlog 240, you know this was the giveaway. You knew we were going to do this live video to go with that giveaway. And yesterday during our test, we did this on Patreon to see if we could do this kind of flawlessly, which obviously fail. We came up with an idea of how we're going to give this away. So it's going to be a trivia type game. I don't know if you'd call it a game. It's not a game. It's one question. You'll get the answer by having watched another vlog 240. It's a very easy question. So we'll play that. I wish I knew how many people were on exactly here. I can actually see 81. Okay. I think that's a good amount. But first, let's say hi to some folks. We already did say hi to you guys, but you guys didn't hear us. Exactly. So we'll say hi. We'll say hi again. Roberta, hello. Candy, DA Scrimgore. Are you new? Thanks for being here. Candio says, I'm late, busy making Christmas jewelry for an upcoming show. So there are other makers in the chat. That's awesome.
Cool. Well, your channel does kind of I'm a maker, and it interests me because you make a lot of things, and you're also a squirrel. You squirrel, which I do too, so I can relate to that.
So yesterday, when you had to go. By the way, how's your hand?
Yeah, pretty good. The acupuncture was really interesting. There's lots of them needles put in, and I had never done it before. And most of them you don't feel at all. But the one that was like right in my thumb area there, it was like, it hurts so bad. But then it dies down after like a few, I don't know, a minute or so, and then it's like it's okay. And then I went to a chiropractor today, and he was like, "Oh man, you can't." It wouldn't even move. My like collarbone was out, my shoulder was out. He reefed on my arm a bunch, but he's like, it's like almost frozen here. So yeah, I've been overusing it. And he said it's from overuse. It's not just from demoing a cheese wrap. So what I realized is that I lost my fabric cutter worker person because she went back to school. So I've been doing all that, and I didn't these past 4 years. I wasn't cutting my own fabric, and so that's that's what it is. It's this extra.
Dang.
Yeah, job.
You're doing too much for your own company's success.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, how do you stop? Like, I don't.
Right.
Well, I need to hire someone who wants to cut fabric.
Right. Yeah. Well, hopefully you aren't forced to stop. That's the bummer about health.
Yeah. Exactly.
But when you left, I stayed on Patreon. I decided to do the Patreon giveaway. And speaking of making a bunch of different types of things and being squirrely, I thought it would be fun to make the pickle game on like you you hide a pickle in your Christmas tree. I don't know exactly where that came about, but
it's some sort of German thing. Yeah.
Is it okay? My in-laws do it, and they're Polish and Ukrainian, so I don't.
Okay.
Maybe
Well,
it's a
European, yeah.
yeah. Anyway, I was like, oh, we should make a Christmas ornament or something. I can't remember exactly how we came up with it, but anyways, we settled on cheese. So then, as I went into the shop to make some cheese
No
for
way.
for a tree ornament, but it didn't turn out. It actually sucked, so I had to start over again. So then I made another cheese, but then I still wasn't liking it, and so people were like, "Oh, make it moldy cheese." So I
My
painted it
God.
yellow, and I had it while it was drying. I took some of the scrap from the cheese and made this little TNT ornament. They still don't have their hangers on them.
Yeah.
But then I was like, that's kind of a lame giveaway because I don't really like this cheese and I would rather it be something that they liked. This was
But
just
other
kind of just
people are gonna
because.
like it. It's awesome.
Oh, they'll like it, I'm sure. Look, it even has positive and negative for
Wow.
the.
Yeah. Those are awesome, Josh.
They are fun, but then
Yeah.
I was like, okay, got back to, after I finished making this, I was like, okay, let's get back to the cheese. I started painting. Did I paint the mold? I think I can't remember, but then I needed it to dry, and while it was drying, I'm like, what else can we make? And and then someone said pie. I think her name was Jane. Suggested pie. So then I made this pie.
Whoa.
This
A
berry
met-
pie.
So you welded that?
Yeah. So I used up a bunch of ball bearings and
Goodness.
the cross lattice dough things are butter knives, and then the bottom piece is just a piece of flat stock in the
Whoa,
crust.
that's epic, but it might tip over the tree.
This will be way too heavy. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is like a desktop thing. So
Yeah.
this is this month's Patreon giveaway. These three things.
Oh, that's
Uh,
nice.
but yeah, speaking of giveaways, for those just hopping on here, I see there's about 10 more people, actually 15-ish more people here.
Yeah, we're at
We're
100.
giving away this. Oh, now there's 100 people. I think 100
Yeah.
people is a good amount. Oh, I
Yeah.
think I got a super chat. Hold on, let me go.
There was a $3 super chat from
Michelle.
Yeah.
So you sent a dancing pear. Thank you, Michelle. That's very kind of you. She didn't even ask a question. Just being awesome.
Yeah.
Renee says he was live in the shop for about 4 hours last night making all this fun stuff. All the ladies in the Patreon chat telling him to take a break.
Oh.
I actually did speaking of overdoing it, I did kind of overdo it just with my brain thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, I'll just there's only like 5 more minutes of work left. 2 hours later.
You do that like when Ashley's on a night shift or something?
Say that again?
Do you do that when Ashley's on a night shift so she's not bugging you to come in the house to have supper or something?
Yeah. That's when I should do it.
Oh, okay.
Because yeah. I'm an idiot, really. I do it when I just feel like it is the truth.
Yeah, when you get the inspiration.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know. I've always wanted to make this pie, but I didn't know I was going to make it today or yesterday.
There you go.
Okay, hold on. Let me just. We're going to give this thing away. 1 second.
Oh, so Renee says ADHD time blindness is real.
Is it?
That's what she says. And
I'm not sure if I ever heard of that. Okay, I got this on live chat, and I got this on live chat.
Tracy
I'm going to
said
be paying
that Josh has 35 grandmas to look after his health. That's funny.
The disproportionate amount of grandmas to people my age is hilarious. I love it. I'm going to have a whole grandma army.
That's awesome.
If you look at my my audience analytics or whatever they're called, it has like the age groups. I used to have like a decent amount of people. Like it gives you like, I forget what the categories are. It's like 18 to 25 or something like that, and then 25 to 35. I can't remember what they are exactly, but they used to be like the 18 to 35 used to be about half-ish.
Yeah.
But now it's like there's like 2 18 to 25 and like 7 whatever, and then the 45 to 55 is like there's I don't know, 50% of those. And then no, even less. It's probably like 25%, something like that. And then the rest are all older. And then when it says male and female, it's more female. So I got a lot of grandmas. Welcome, grandmas.
Yeah, one of them said something about needing a T-shirt. I'm just trying to find it. Where is it? Something about that they want to have a grandma T-shirt. Where is it?
A grandma T-shirt. Someone
Oh
said
yeah,
that.
okay, Tracy D. OMG, we need a T-shirt for the grandma army. Yeah, for the grandma army. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta think of an idea that actually works. Because like my grandma, actually my biological grandma just passed away. She was not a great lady, so it doesn't upset me one bit. But unfortunately, she was actually quite terrible. But my grandfather's current wife is amazing. But I call her name. I call her my Angela, because instead of saying my grandma, I say my Angela, because her name is Angela. And I don't know why I started with that. I don't know. I think because of my past childhood trauma things, I just have, I don't know. I make it too big of a deal out of family type things, I think. And so I just call her my Angela. I could do a shirt that says something. I wouldn't say my Angela, but it said, I could just make it my grandma.
Martha T says also aunties, not just all grandmas. And Jeannie Adams says yes, T-shirt. Martha T says the crazy aunties. And then Tracy D says another crazy Ushitat granny. And then Claybite says, ceramic says Ushitat granny, grandmother, no, grandma army. Oh my goodness. Called blah, blah, blah. I'm very young granny at 47, but I'm proud of my grandsons, Josh and Jagoda. That's Renee.
Renee's sons, guess what her sons' names are?
I don't know.
Bert and Ernie.
No way.
She named them Bert and Ernie, and her husband's name is Big Bird.
No, I'm way too literal. I fell for that.
Oh, frick. Just make myself choke on my water.
Okay.
No, they're not actually named Bert and Ernie, and I think she only has one son, but she is like I don't know if she's like a den mother or whatever, but she has kids over, her friend's kid, or her son's friends. There we go, over, and I called them Bert and Ernie one time, and so now she refers to them as Bert and Ernie, which I think is funny.
Yeah.
My grand army, says Kathy. That could work. That could work.
Oh yeah, that's nice. My grand army. Because then that's cool.
Told you water wasn't healthy, says Jim. Okay, guys, we're at 117 people here live. 119 according to this one here. I think we can do this. Shall we do this giveaway? Shall we explain one more time what it is and then do it?
Sure.
Okay, so Marria makes these among a whole bunch of other things. In fact, I actually have, this is our first collaboration, was banana bread boards and these covers, which can also double as a casserole dish cover and all that sort of thing. But you made these specifically for me, this size, I think, specifically for me to fit over these boards. All my banana bread boards are 7 inches by 11 inches, give or take some incremental measurements. But there's a 1/4 inch tolerance within each board. And if they don't fit in that tolerance, I just sell it as a regular board of whatever, right? Anyway, so you made these. So batch E was the first time I did them. And I only needed 20, and I thought that would be too many. I was wrong, which thank you very much. Move on to batch F. I made 138. That wasn't enough. So I made, I don't know how many more, I can't remember, but I made a few more. I happen to have 2 more, I had 2 left over, and maybe because they're the least attractive of all of them. I don't know. Anyway, I sold so many more. Thank you guys here and not here, I guess, as well. That was awesome. So I really enjoyed the collaboration because these worked out fantastic. And so we decided to do another one, and that's with the cheese wraps. And the cheese wraps are perfectly paired with cheese boards. Now, this isn't necessarily a cheese board, but it's one that I decided that we're going to give away because I had mentioned in a live video somewhere that I don't actually like this board. It's okay, but I just don't like how I used a dissimilar wood on the edges. I wish I would have used another ambrosia maple here, and for whatever reason I didn't. And I'm not sure exactly why, but I'm pretty sure I made this board, not Mitch or Ken, because just looking at it, I just think this is a pattern that I would have made, and I like doing the offset, and you can see this one's bigger than this one. The final stand also isn't the greatest on here, which I would have missed by accident. But anyway, it's a great board to use in a functional sense. It just doesn't look as good as I wish that it did. So I didn't want to sell it. However, I had a few people, I don't remember how many, let's say 10 or so people, email me asking if they could buy it anyway because they liked it. I said no because I already said that I was going to throw it in the tall grass, which, you know, I'm just not very proud of it. But it's still a nice board, works good. And since a decent amount of people like it, let's give it away. So I'm pairing it with two of Marria's products, the cheese wrap, obviously, and the Swedish dishcloth. And this comes with two. And on your website, do you sell them as two?
No, they're threes.
Three? Oh, what? Where's the third one?
No, I think I just gave you two because you were, I don't know, but it's okay. It
Okay.
matter.
Well, that's okay. I can actually put a third one in here because you did send me another three.
No, you need to use them. Don't worry about it. It doesn't have to match what I sell. It's no big deal.
Okay, well, guys, if you want to check out Maria's website, she has these and other patterns as well. So these are the two patterns here. One's a flower, a sunflower, I think, and one of them's like a geometric thing. Anyway, this is what we're giving away today, and we're gonna do it based off of another vlog 240. I have a question. The first person to answer the question wins the package shipped anywhere on the planet except for Antarctica. So if you're in Antarctica, kick rocks because we can't give it to you.
Is it because shipping's too hard?
No one lives in Antarctica anyway.
Oh,
but
okay.
No one ships to Antarctica. Yeah.
Oh.
But you can ship almost, I think, anywhere else in the whole world. You can even ship it to the moon, which is crazy.
Okay.
So, okay. So we got Matthew here, hopefully somewhere. I see him, Matthew. Thank you for the link to Maria's website there. I will also have the link in the description. I didn't actually put it here by accident. But I will put it in the description for those of you who are watching after the fact. Oh, we have 137 people on. If we had one more, that would be perfect. 138, you know?
Yeah.
So if everybody's ready, did I miss the giveaway? My phone wasn't working. You didn't, Sarah. You're just in time. And this is exactly how you win the giveaway. Answer the question I'm about to ask. The first person to give the correct answer gets it. All you have to do is email me, orderfromjosh@gmail.com. Give me your mailing details, and then that's good. Oh, we missed the person. Now we're at 136. Dang it. And by the way, we have a backup question in case no one knows the answer to the first question. Both of the answers are in another vlog 240. So if you didn't watch it, just guess and then watch it after. Oh, we're back at 137. Okay. So the question is, if everybody is ready, what is, wait, how do you ask that question properly? At the end of batch F, how many boards total did we end up with? So we're looking for a number answer. First person to answer gets it. Oh, Tia Green says there was 138, but you missed it. 200, 222, 22, 286, 268. That's it, Martha. I think Martha got it.
Yeah. Somebody put 7,500. Oh my.
That's oh, we're getting, I think there was some lag there, but I'm just reading these. And only one person has said the correct answer. Oh, there's another second one who's got the correct answer, but way late.
Yeah. In the right order.
Yeah, 7,500. That was. Yeah, I think we're good there. Sorry about the lag, guys. Oh wait, Helen also said the right number, but said it late. I do think there is a bit of a lag. Oh, Renee said it too. Oh, now I'm seeing a lot of people are saying it.
Well, because you said it was the right one, and they might think you're giving away 3 prizes because you have 3 different things.
Just giving away one. We're just giving away one. So, congratulations, Martha. You got this this giveaway. Martha actually is there's a few people who keep buying the boards. She has like, I don't know, did she buy like 10 of these already? I'm not sure, but she gives them away as gifts.
Nice.
But the person who guessed 7,500, that was Nicola. Nicola is from Manitoba, like you are.
Okay.
She was completely wrong, but I think she was joking. If I made 7,500, that would have been insane. That would have definitely filled up the shelf way too much. Probably would have went through the shelf. But yeah. So that's it, guys. That's the giveaway. Thank you for watching and thank you for playing. If you guys want to see what else Marria has available, link has been shared a couple times here, I think, by Matthew. What are your just so people know, what do you think are your best sellers? So in case people want to like just try it out and see like, oh, what is something that's good to start with?
Well, the cheese wrap is the #1 seller for units.
Per unit, okay.
Right, and then my container covers are my #1 selling for dollar value because they have 5 sizes and they're higher price points. So, and then my most unique item, or the thing I sell the most to the United States, are the bread bags.
The bread bags. Do you happen to have a bread bag on you?
Yeah. I have tons of them in my office. Let me just walk. Let's go find them. Okay. There's a sourdough bag.
Okay.
And I'll just open it and show you what it's like.
You make all sorts of different patterns too, right? And you have those listed on your website.
Oh, yeah. So it's 14 inches wide and 16 inches long, and it has the same food safe waterproof lining inside. And actually, my husband helped me design them. It's based on the dry bag system for canoeing kayaking. So you put your bread product in, and you fold your end over, and then you're going to squeeze the air out, and then you roll that end. I can't do it because I don't have the tabs out. And then once it's rolled, then you secure it with the Velcro tabs. So you're just making like it's a dry bag with your bread in it.
Right. Perfect. And you have 3 different styles of bread. Like right. You got the regular bread.
Yeah, loaf, and one's called French because it's a little bit wider and longer, and then the sourdough is more squarish for people that use like a Dutch.
For that big, yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course you have the banana bread covers too.
Yes, I actually I don't have your size listed at the moment. I could because I think I have 4 left. But my normal size is for a 9x13, but that your guy does fit on a 9x13 casserole. It's just 2 inches wider. So it goes further down the pan, but it still works great. So yeah.
We actually do use ours for anything.
We didn't use it
all
for anything.
The time. And by the way, guys, it is these things like we have I don't know how many we have.
Yeah, you have the regular size 9x13 that I made you.
Right, we have that one, yes, but we also, because we just have lots of these, so we do use them. But they are so convenient to like reach into your drawer or wherever you happen to keep them and just go. Like it's not like Saran wrap or whatever other commercial product that there is. That's convenient because it's just you could toss it away or whatever. But this isn't less convenient because you got to wash it after. Like it's so easy because like you don't got to fold them. You don't got to like you just you take them out and you. I think we do wash them separately than our regular clothes and all that. But that's besides the point.
I do that as well. I just keep a mesh bag on my pantry door, and I keep all my kitchen linens in there. So dishcloths or tea towels, these kinds of things. Because when you think about it, like washing that with your underwear is kind of gross.
I actually think Ashley does our laundry. I think she even separates the underwear from regular clothes too.
Nice.
Yeah. But anyway, they're great. I did have one comment on the vlog saying that another great way to cover things is with wax paper. Do you want to tell people about the lining that's in these, just so that it makes sense to people? Because it's not just this fabric. They have they have an inside to them.
Yeah. And Josh does a good job of reading off the list of things it doesn't have in it in vlog 240. MNLOP was my favorite part, but yeah, so it's a food safe lining. It can go in the fridge, freezer, washer, dryer. It doesn't have any of the bad chemicals in it, and it's tested for food safety. And why it's superior to a wax wrap is that wax, you can't use hot water. You can only use cold water. If you use hot water, the wax goes down the sink, and then it just really doesn't work. And then I find, like, let's talk about a cheese wrap. When you wrap a wax one around there, as soon as it gets into the cold, it actually like lets go. It doesn't stay stuck. The only time I find a wax wrap works well is if it's going around an avocado and the whole thing is touching itself. And so it will stay closed. But if it's just touching a wrapper or just a bowl, it will actually just let go, and then air is getting in there. But because I've got Velcro or elastic, it'll stay tight and keep things fresh in there. And the other thing about wax is it can crack and fall off. And if you ask a maker about them, maybe there's someone on the channel that makes them. I mean, they last up to a year if you're lucky. Mine are literally going to last you for years and years and years and years. So it's like a completely different product.
It turns out you can't really wrap your cheese wedges very well in this.
It's true. That is challenging. Yeah, it's meant for.
It's your commercially packaged cheese that you would wrap with these. Yeah. Dang it! I was hoping the moldy cheese could go in there.
Not so much.
It's good for your like these ones are good for your cheese. It's good for your cucumbers. Anything that is open ended on one side, right?
Exactly. Hey, Tracy's asking me a question, Marria. Is there any chance we can buy the bag in that fabric that you just held up? Okay, so she wants the bag in that fabric. Yeah, Tracy, it's on my website. Absolutely. Under bread bags, and then this particular one's on sourdough. I should check because I do have a Etsy page, a Etsy site, and my own website. Because of course Etsy takes like 30%. So
really?
Oh yeah, they suck. Let me just go check and make sure it's on my website. I know for sure it's on Etsy. Let's go check. Bread bag.
So go to the website first so that you get the most amount of profit.
Yeah, that's why I try to promote it, but it's hard to keep track of my inventory in two places. So let's just go make sure it's there. On the image for sourdough, yeah, here we go. It's got a different image, but when you click on it, it's going to have a whole pile of variations. So let's go down to variations and see what we've got here.
Uniquely Penny says Etsy has gone bad. I know Uniquely Penny does crochet and stuff. I'm wondering if she sells on Etsy.
So the pattern I held up, this guy, it's called Mustard Botanical, and it is, it's in there. And let me just double check this inventory. Oh yeah, it says no stock. Let's put some in. You know why? Here we go. Because I was out of the fabric for a while, and then I just reordered it and got 17 bolts of it. Thank you. Yeah. Because it's my #1 selling fabric. That's this one. Like it just sells over and over and over. So I bought a whole bunch more. So there you go. It was at 0 inventory. So there you go. I just made a whole bunch more for you.
Excellent. So when you're not doing because you do like trade shows and craft shows and such,
Right.
when you aren't doing that, you're just making a whole bunch of these products?
Yes, yeah, and so, in the summer, I just do a Saturday market in my town. It's a big farmers market, so that's the only one I really do. But then come this fall season, I've have these big, 3-day markets, and that kind of thing. Like I just drove to Regina, 6 hours to go to a market, but it was 3 days long, so it was worth it. But awesome.
Okay. How many products do you have on your website?
Oh, that's a good question. So cheese wraps, container covers, that's 5 sizes, 6 snack and sandwich, 7 Swedish, on paper towels, on sponges, cosmetic wipes, bread bags in 3 sizes. So probably like 20-ish.
20ish. Okay. Okay. And you make most of them, like these ones?
Right. So those I designed. I don't make them. I got the
Right.
factory to print that's my logo, my new logo on there. And then I have some newer designs too. You'll see when you click on there. And there is like the yellow bee one I sent you. That one I hand screen print because at the farmers market you can't have a item that you didn't screen print. Like, so I
Right.
have to make them. But at Christmas time, I don't even bother because I'm too busy. I have no time for that. Screen printing takes forever.
Okay. And then I noticed that you also, and this is like, so there's not to shit on my brother or anything, but my brother loves packaging. He loves it.
Okay.
Me, I'm like, dude, you're just gonna throw that out. Why? Just make it look good, and that's good enough. And I love how this packaging looks good, but it's minimal
Yeah.
and
So
and it's
that's
recyclable.
intentional. Like people are asking me to do stuff. Who is it? Yes, I'll go make sure mustard botanicals in all the sizes of the breads after I finish talking. And yeah, so my husband actually is a graphic designer and he also built my website. So I'm super lucky because without packaging, I could never sell wholesale to a store because
Right.
it's not really, you just can't. They have to have packaging.
Right.
And then I do a more minimal packaging. Like, see how you have that top tag with the unfinished kitchen?
Yeah.
Normally it would have like, what does it have around there? Just some words about wrapping around an open-ended cheese. When I'm at a
You have
market,
this too. I just realized you had instructions.
yeah, diagram, totally. So for me though, because that's so it can hang tag, because some stores put it on pegs and such or clip strips, whereas I
Right.
sell mine without the topper because it's less work and less packaging and all that.
Right.
And I'm there to talk to them about it, so it looks like this when I sell it.
Right.
It's more giftable if you have this. If I just sell it like this, it's hard to give it as a gift because everyone's like, "Well, what is that?" Right? And there's a lot
Right.
of
Yeah.
instructions, you know.
So your
So
packaging, it serves like, 'cause you also have like your washing instructions, which I don't know what any of that means, and then it gives you a little advice, and then of course it tells you what to do.
exactly. Yeah, and I use paper from Uline. It's 100% recycled paper. So, and then yeah, I mean, obviously, like, so get this: when I'm talking to a customer and they tell me they're there to buy some more, I literally say, "Can I have your packaging?" Because if it's not a gift and they've already had it, they don't need it. And they go,
Right.
"Sure." And then we like unpackage it all and I keep it because, well, I'll show you on my container covers when I sell them, they have I guess I should. Oh yeah, you can see yours with your little like here's one. Here's a 9 by 13. See how it has like the half moon, right?
Yeah.
And so I literally have an entire tray of recycling that we've cut out,
Right.
to make these stupid inserts, right? So when someone is buying more, I'm like, can I please have your recycling? Because I know how much work that is.
Yeah. You gotta come. Yeah. Like each one of these, you just have a
Some cardboard.
cardboard in there,
Yeah.
and some of them are like they have like cereal stuff on them, and some of them have
Yeah,
like
cookies.
whatever.
Yeah, I
I
know.
don't remember what they all have.
I even collect recycling from my friends because we don't have enough. We don't generate enough here for
Right.
but yeah. So I don't know how we got on this.
I was just saying that I
Oh, your
like
brother
I
like
like that your packaging is minimal.
Right. Thank you. Yeah. Well, otherwise it's a little bit off brand to be doing tons and tons of packaging. Oh, my craft is recycle, repurposing, blah, blah,
That's,
blah.
yeah. Like, I started saying, my brother, he loves packaging. So he wants to have, like, he has the, I'm not going to give away what he's hoping to have as a thing, but it's like a box. And then inside that box, there's several other boxes. I'm like, dude, how about just the box? And the
One box.
box is,
Yeah.
it looks really freaking cool already.
Yeah.
They can reuse that box for whatever. It's a handsome box. So just do that.
Yeah.
For me, I have like my office is totally messy with just recycled boxes, recycled like bubble wrap and stuff. And when I do buy bubble wrap, I buy the biodegradable kind. Just if I don't have bubble wrap because for whatever reason I wasn't able to get some recycled stuff.
Yeah.
I am somewhat criticized for using it because it's plastic. But
But
I'm like, well,
you
it would
didn't
be in
buy-
the garbage right now. It's getting a second use, which
Right.
I think is a thing. It's very trendy to do the upcycle, recycle, reclaim sort of thing. And so a lot of people are doing it. I actually went to this I don't know what it's called, some cult thing for businesses where these folks get together and they talk about their businesses, they do networking and whatever. I was invited to it. So I went and you had to introduce yourself and tell people what your business was. And I was like, I'm Josh. I make things. I do constructions with reclaimed and upcycled materials, and I'm an artist or something like that.
Yeah.
Then I had later on in the day, I had a guy come up to me and he's like, hey man, so you do construction with upcycled and reclaimed materials? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I used to do that. There's no way to make money in it. And I was like, that's because you're hopping on a trend. That's why you're not making money. You don't actually believe in it, so you're not making it work for you. Whereas for me, it's nice that it's trendy because it's good. But since it's trendy, people are doing fake upcycled and fake reclaimed. They'll just take brand new lumber, for example, mark it up to make it look like it used to belong to some sort of whatever. And I'm like, okay, it looks nice if you can't tell that's what you did, but it would be way cooler if that piece of wood had a story attached to it, but it doesn't. The story is, I like the trend. I'm going to hop on the trend. And I think that extends to how you package your things. If you're able to, it's awesome to be able to use your, like how you do. It's already 100% recycled, and then it can be 100% recycled.
Exactly.
I like that.
So on the note of like using recycled materials, like trust me, I know that it's harder to make money using recycled or even I would say offcuts. So when I make the cheese wraps, like the bolt is 60 inches wide and I cut in 13s, and then that's the size of the cheese wrap, and then in diagonal. And so you have this strip at the end that's kind of too big to do anything with. And I saved them for 4 years because I'm like, well, I can make, sometimes I can make a medium container cover with it. Sometimes I can always make a small, but I don't need that many smalls because I make way more cheese wraps. So I saved it. And then Trudeau bans plastic utensils, right? So then I brought in a bunch of, hey, you got Lang Sense super chat.
Oh, thank you.
And so I got in bamboo utensils, and now I make a little pouch with that scrap piece of fabric in there for the lining, so that if you put them in dirty, they don't get your backpack or your purse all gross. But then I have this really good wholesale customer, and she wanted, I don't know, like 100 of them. And I was like, Sam, I can't make 100 with scraps because it takes too long because they're all different widths. And so I'm going to make them with brand new material. And then the price has to be higher because I kind of have a lower price because I'm kind of using an offcut. She's like, yeah, okay, that's fine. And I was like, you can do it in small batches kind of thing. But if you're going to make 100, then it's not a good use of time.
Of course not. No one's I don't think advocating for like sustainable practices is not necessarily asking people to kill themselves because that's not helpful. But yeah, totally, I totally get it. I have to say, just for everyone watching and for you, I guess, I admire the way that you do your products, because like how, for people who don't know, how I even learned about you is just because you sent us, I don't know what exactly you sent us. You sent us a cheese thing for sure,
Yeah.
because that's where the keep your cheese clean thing came from by accident. And then you sent us like a few bowl covers. You had sent us, you named the one product the Hank, and
Yeah.
one of them the Lumberjack.
Yes, from your Christmas tree.
Yeah, the
episode.
Christmas tree video. Yeah, and so I thought it was cool, and I don't remember what I said in the video about it, but I didn't use them yet, so I would have just been like, "Oh, this is cool. This is probably blah 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 blah." But then
Yeah.
using them, I was like, "Actually, this is actually pretty dope," and we need to get some more. So because we have like I don't know, a million dishes that have no lids, because that's what always happens.
Exactly.
And so even the ones that do have lids, we just use these most of the time, or the ones that fit it
Yeah.
most of the time. And then from there, I was like, well, we should do. I don't exactly remember how I asked you about the banana bread board thing, but it was an idea I had because I wanted to make banana bread boards, and I made 20 thinking that they weren't going to be anything, and
Yeah.
here
And
they
then
are.
I said, well, you need to send me one so I know the dimensions so that I can figure out what size. So then I had to make
Right.
banana bread in my loaf so that it would be tall enough, and did the whole
Right.
thing.
So yeah, they actually fit over a standard size loaf.
Yeah. And I did put chocolate chips in mine. Sorry.
You what? Sorry.
I put chocolate chips in my banana bread.
Oh, chocolate chips are good. It's nuts that are
Oh,
terrible.
it's the walnuts that you don't like. Oh, right. Okay.
I think you did put nuts in though.
Yeah.
Actually, now
I did.
I'm thinking of it.
Yeah.
I used that clip in that was vlog. I can't remember, but I mentioned it in 240.
Because I sent you that little video of just my hands, like putting it on there. I didn't show
putting it on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know why you chose to ruin your banana bread to show the demo, but that's okay. It worked good for the video, and it worked good for demonstration. When you do these trade shows, do you bring real food? Because I see you have prop food that's made out of blocks of wood, which I think is hilarious.
Yes, for my cheese, I always use that block of wood that's got painted yellow and varathane, and then I put some letters of the word cheese on it. But for bread, I actually use a real loaf of bread. And for my snack and sandwich bags, I use real snacks I'm going to eat. And for sandwich, I just use 2 slices of bread that are plain, because in the past, when I make a sandwich, then I eat it, and then I don't have a demo. The snacks, you can restrain yourself and leave a few in there. By the end of the night, there's only a few nuts left or a few carrots or whatever. But
You're like, look how good it worked for one.
yeah. So then I just started bringing like a sandwich in a different one, that isn't going to be the demo one, so that I can eat it. But yeah,
Right.
it's okay. But cheese is going to go bad, so that's why I don't like. I can't, I don't want to. Cheese is expensive. You don't want to have it out. Like sometimes here in the summer, it's like freaking 40 degrees out. You can't have cheese in them at the farmer's market. So.
Yeah, it's just all sweating and just getting all gross. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious if you had kids' toy food, like the plastic food.
I do have that for when I used to have all my different sizes of produce bags displayed, and then I would put a bunch of those plasticky things in it to show like here, because otherwise it's just this white meshy thing, and you're like, huh? But then put plastic toys in it. See it? Yeah.
But you don't have those anymore, or you do?
I do. Yeah, I just don't
Okay.
take them to the farmer's market. Everybody basically has them already, and now like you can get them from China for so cheap that people don't really want to buy them. So I usually sell like one at a time to the odd person. Usually they want it for a laundry bag, not for produce.
Right.
Yeah.
Martha here knew it was vlog 189. She probably just watched the video, but yeah, okay,
That's
189.
Banana bread one, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else people should know about your products, specifically the way that you make them? Like just the way that maybe you're different than other people who are also trying to do a sustainable version of I don't know, food preservation. Is that a thing? I don't even know if that's a way
Well,
that you would describe it.
the container covers wasn't my idea. Like being from BC, everybody has reusable stuff there because it's kind of like the
Yeah.
California. They're all into it. And so I bought some when I lived there, but they're made in China. And then I moved to Manitoba, and they're 6 years old. They're my favorite thing ever. I haven't used Saran Wrap in forever. And I'm like, wait, I really like these a lot, and I want different sizes. But you know, my mama taught me how to sew, and I actually quite like it. So I'm like, I think I should do this with my life. And then I found the supplier of the lining in the States, and it's way nicer, so it's gonna last way longer.
Right.
And then I jigged like the the proportions, right? What size the cover is, how tight the elastic is to fit on the bowls I had. So that's really why they are the sizes that they are. But people ask me to make different sizes all the time, so I can do custom orders. And
Oh, do you have an option for that on your site?
it's not really there because you'd have to put a price with it, so they have to message me, and then I make the
Oh,
list
okay.
with them, right?
Okay, okay. But
'Cause
people can request that.
oh yeah, like I just made a bread bag that was for 16 wide instead of 14 wide and 18 long instead of 16 long because she said I'm going to put two 14-inch pizza crusts in it. And so I said, well, then this is the dimension I recommend because you need like more so they will fit and not get squished. And so, anyways, yeah.
Hey, do you happen to make like pie covers?
Yeah,
Like for a whole pie?
yeah, the extra large cover fits on a pie pan, and it domes up a bit so that you don't crush your crust. If you put a large one on a pie, it will be really tight and crush your crust. So yeah, I do that all the time. It's an
So
extra large.
extra large.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, since we're using my freaking little props as for my questions, do you make anything for dynamite plungers to keep your dynamite clean? Because it can be unstable.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
You
Yeah,
got to
someone's
have
asking
one.
me about canned food and dog food. Yeah, the size small fits on dog and cat food. So
On
yes,
like the cans.
yeah, and that was one we named for Hank, and it was even in the dog print fabric, which I
Yeah.
actually have. I have a whole bolt of that. I haven't really listed it yet, so I could do that for Justine here. So if you want to place an order for smalls, then just write in the comment, can you make it with the dog print fabric? And then once I make yours, then I'll take a picture and list it properly. Because, you know, there's 50 million things to do. Matthew says we need a cover to keep dead goats fresh.
Yeah. Do you have one of those?
I don't know
Hey,
how to bring goats back to life.
can you make custom fabric? Or do you have a place that can do that?
There is a place called Spoonflower, but it's pretty expensive. So the only time I've done it was an artist here in Manitoba already had her art put on her fabric. So she gave it to me and then I made the covers for her.
Because I think it would be fun. I don't know if people would agree or not. It just kind of depends on what people are looking to buy and how they want to support. But if we did like a Josh collection, like a I don't know what you would call it, but just like a bundle. You could have one with dead goats because Matthew actually has like this dead goat logo, I guess you would call it. We could do one that's dead goats. We could do one that's the Gapwing Forest logo thing. We could do one that's what is something that car salesmen eat all the time?
Donuts?
Donuts?
I don't know. But the Spoonflower is really, really expensive. So it's
Yeah.
not really ideal. But
There's
definitely
probably other places, but
I
oh,
do.
Jim is saying silk screen some. Yeah.
Tracy put her logo on a fat quarter and made herself a face mask, the most expensive mask I ever made. Oh yeah. Ouch.
On a fat quarter? What's that?
It's for quilting. It's basically like if you were to go to the fabric store and say I want a quarter yard of fabric, they would cut. Here's a yard is 36 inches, so they're going to cut you a quarter, so whatever that is, 12 inches, and then but when you get a fat quarter, then you get 24, and then by the half, so you're getting a quarter this way rather than a strip. It's more useful and can make better shapes for quilting. It's a quilting term. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I see. Okay. My mom used to make like what would you call them? Not quilts. Like the kind that like quilt covers, whatever those are called.
Oh, a
Well,
duvet cover?
duvet covers. There we go. I mean, she made quilts too, but not
Yeah.
as often.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the covers, the duvet covers, and it used to be that like Walmart would sell fabric. I don't know if they do other places, but they don't here anymore. And so sometimes she'd go to Walmart, sometimes she'd go to like Fabric Land, and sometimes she'd go to like some hole in the wall place and whatever. When they're measuring, like these old ladies, and they're
Yeah.
measuring with their body, do they do that? Is that like common practice?
Well, they're yeah, they're gonna use like rulers on the table for actually measuring, and then when you're probably seeing them like pulling it out or folding it back together or something like that. But you want to see my fabric room?
Sure.
Ready to see? Okay. So yeah, I just bought 17 bolts of that. Bees and all kinds of stuff. They're all down in there. And this is the one for what's her name? I think it was Tracy. This is the one that we did for Hank
Right.
with the dog print. So yeah,
Right.
that's my fabric room. There's a whole bunch of crap up there. There you go, a little tour.
Dang, you got a lot.
Oh yeah.
Would you have been? I remember when we did the Potter's house, and there
Yeah.
was like billions of yards of fabric, and we just threw it out.
Are you serious? Oh well, yeah. I mean, it probably wasn't salvageable because that house smelled, right?
Yeah, it did.
And then
But
yeah, the cotton would absorb the smells.
okay. That actually leads me to another question. But first, I just want to say there was a lot of people who were like, "Well, I can't believe you would throw it out," but literally, like, you weren't there, so you don't know what it was
Yeah.
like.
Well, I
But
watched someone open the fridge and like had problem breathing because they were gagging so hard. So I'm like, yeah, things wouldn't have smelled well there. Wouldn't have smelled good there.
yeah, no, it wasn't good. Even when I was there, and I was there like way after they cleaned up like a good like 60% of it, probably more.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's how I found you was through Alex's channel and the Potter House.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how a lot of people found it. That's actually why I do YouTube videos, because I didn't know that I wanted to do YouTube. Hey, we're at 128.
Well, is
Wait,
138 your number?
Jesus, I forgot. I was so excited to see the 8 there. Dang it.
Oh well.
But anyway, I was just like, oh, I want to make the occasional YouTube video about whatever. Perfect. He asked me to do the kitchen. I'll make a video about the kitchen. And that's
Yeah.
all I was doing. And then he was like, you need to start vlogging.
Yeah.
I'm like, why, dude? I'm not gonna vlog. Like, it's so awkward just to hold a camera in front of my face. Not a camera, a phone in
Yeah.
front of my face, and
Yeah.
then have different people who are around just look at me like, what is that guy doing?
Yeah.
But now it's like super normal. I usually don't care if people see me, because people get it, of course, that I must be making a vlog or something, or I'm FaceTiming someone. Uh, but yeah, I definitely did not do this on purpose, but I'm glad that I did, especially at like just the way my health is. If it wasn't for YouTube, like we would be not
Yeah.
we would be not doing well. But
Yeah.
anyways, speaking about the smells, someone was saying about dog food and cat food that, like, if it has fish in it, does the fabric absorb that in a way that it doesn't go away? Does it get funky or no because of that lining?
Not really that I've noticed. The thing that I think is more noticeable is like turmeric or tomatoes can make it yellow or sort of a pinky haze from the tomatoes, but the smell
Right.
isn't that bad. Like I tested my small cover on a little glass container with diced onions and put it in the freezer for 6 months, and it didn't smell like onions. But I guess it's probably because it was in the freezer. So yeah, no, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, DA Scrimgeour. Wait, did I say their name when we weren't live, or did I say it when they were live? And I asked if they were
Oh
new.
yeah, I don't remember if it was live or not, but I do remember you
But
trying to say that name.
yeah, they said that they've never missed a vlog since the Potter's house.
Oh wow.
So they're not new. I just don't recognize
Don't
the name
recognize
for
the
some
name.
reason.
Interesting. Huh.
Uh, Ron Wood says, I'm glad you told us how to wash the banana bread cover.
Oh, it can go in the washer and the dryer.
Yeah, washer, dryer. Can you put it in the dishwasher if you wanted to?
No,
or
I
no?
say no on that because it could fly around and hit the heating element on the bottom, and I think that's a bad idea. Whereas the Swedish dishcloth gets so heavy that it won't because it absorbs 20 times its weight.
Right.
Oh, everyone's giving me grace on the turmeric. It's like, yeah, it stains even stainless steel. One time, I'll tell you a funny story.
Really?
My husband was making curry and he used turmeric, and then the deal is if you cook, you don't clean. So I was cleaning up after the meal. And I just walked up to him and I said, "Hun, I'm gonna have to ban you from turmeric for a while because I just cleaned up turmeric in 20 spots. All over the counters, all over the floors, like on the on the fridge. It was everywhere. And I was just like, no, 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 no. You're banned for a while."
I have a turmeric story as well. So one time I was helping uh well, I wasn't helping. I was hired to do a renovation of this on the island in the Tillicum area. Was it Tillicum? Anyway, somewhere in the Vancouver or Victoria area. Do
Okay.
this house, this 110-ish-year-old house at the time. Now I guess it'd be like 120 years old. No, maybe not quite. Maybe 116, 17 years old. Anyway, um, old ass house that was just terrible. And I would stay there whilst I was working on it, and it had no running water or nothing like that. So
Mm,
I had to go to the rec center to
yeah.
go shower and what have you.
Yeah.
And on one of these days, we were painting, and so we painted the whole, or we sprayed out the whole house. The house was only 700 square feet, so it was quite small. Sprayed out the whole house, and we were rinsing out the paint outside. And Greg was the owner's name, and he's one of my good friends actually. Gregorino is what we call him. Anyways, Gregorino, we're rinsing out all the paint stuff, and everything's normal, but there's a ground nesting wasp nest in the area, and like it's like night. It's summertime, so it's probably like 11 o'clock. So it was getting, of course, where you live, it probably is way dark by then, but on the coast there, it's still light. But just getting dark, you know what I mean? Like it's the
Mhm.
last bit of light.
Yeah.
So we can't see these wasps flying around, and we don't hear them. And we're rinsing stuff out, and we're like making a mess, throwing shit. And at some point, we must have disturbed them too badly. They came out. One of them stuck him on the leg, which made him, bitch out because obviously that hurts, which
Mhm.
makes me start laughing my head off because he's in pain in a funny way and whatever. So I'm standing there laughing at him as he's like, I don't know. I think he didn't take it very well for some reason, but he's like, which is making me laugh. And I tossed my bucket away. And when I did that, I got stung on the leg as well. So then we're both like,
Oh,
god damn it.
crap.
This freaking wasp. So anyway,
How does this relate to turmeric?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
So I have a turmeric story. I got stung on the leg. So whatever. The end of the night is there. We finish cleaning up after we let these wasps settle down, right? It gets cooler, whatever. They stop flying around. We go out there and we clean everything up a little more carefully. Everything's good. My leg is swelling up a little bit, but everything seems to be normal. His leg is basically fine.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
you're
I
allergic to
go at that point. I must have been, but it wasn't how it is now.
them.
So
Okay.
we go we go clean up everything, and I head off to the rec center. And even though I'm just using it to shower, like it still costs me $7 or whatever it costs. And I was like, well, I'm not going to come here, pay $7 and just shower. So I'm going to use the hot tub like I did every night. And I made friends with these old dudes. I still remember the ridiculous conspiracy theory arguments I would get in with this one guy. Uncle Mike was his name. Uncle Mike. I was just telling the story the other day and I couldn't remember what his name was. Uncle Mike is what he went by. And this guy, Paul. Anyway, I'm in the hot tub arguing about whether the earth is flat or not. And I have this bee sting, and hot tubs are dirty. So it gets infected, which I didn't realize.
Gross.
So I'm just living my life the next day, and like it's kind of like got that pressure pain, like when you put pressure on it, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what that is, and it still looks normal. It just looks swollen like a wasp sting would. And so I'm like, okay, I'll just go on with life as normal, and I'll just have this annoying pain. Go back to the hot tub the next day, everything's fine, and then the next morning. So this is day 3 now, or 2 nights. Yeah, this is day 3 technically. And I see that my leg has like this little grossness to it. I'm like, what is that? Oh, that's like it's got infected. Okay. So then Gregorino's wife, she's very I guess you could say holistic or something. I don't know what the term is, but she's like, oh, put turmeric on it. And I'm like, really? I'm like, isn't that like food? She's like, well, it's a spice that's made out of a whatever. And she's like, I have some raw turmeric. I'm like, okay. So what she does is she takes it, she cuts it up, she puts it in a frying pan for some reason, warms it up, and she's explaining like, oh, this has properties of blah, 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 and this and that, whatever. And I'm like, okay. So I'm assuming she's heating it up to like release the whatever. Lets it cool. She bandages it around my leg. And guess what? It didn't do anything. It just got worse.
Oh no.
So I had cellulitis is what it was called. It just got worse and worse and worse, and it spread. And at this point, I could walk, but it was like very painful. And I'm working, right? I'm like building this house interior and all these different things. I can't remember what I was doing at that point because we had already painted. Actually, you know what? I think we discovered that the house actually fell down. And we had to lift it back up onto a new foundation. I think that's what we were doing. So lots of going up and down and stuff. And I was like, dude, I can't do this. I have to go see a doctor. I texted Ashley because she's still at home. She wasn't with me. And she's like, you have cellulitis. You need antibiotics.
Antibiotics, yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean? The turmeric isn't going to help? And so I go to the not the hospital, but to a walk-in clinic. The guy was hilarious. He's in a rolly chair. Have you seen Yes Man?
No.
Oh, okay. Yes Man. Hold on. You have to know what this guy looks like. Yes Man. I wish I knew this actor's name. Rise Darby. Do you know who Rise Darby is?
No, but I can Google it. Darby, Darvey?
Darby.
Oh yeah, I see him. Okay, yeah, I see him. Mm-hmm.
You see him in the movie though, or you see his headshot?
Here, it's just a picture of him.
Okay, but he looks too normal in there. Like, look at this nerdy look to this guy. Not that he looks super nerdy or anything, but
yeah, he could be a car salesman. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, he totally is, right? So This is what my doctor looked like. I forget what his name was, but he like comes in, he sits on the rolly chair, and he like rolls up to me. Well, first he goes to the computer. He's like, click, 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 click. He's like, okay, you're an Alberta citizen. Okay, that means blah blah blah, this that whatever. You have your health card, blah blah blah. And then he's like, so what seems to be the problem? And I'm like, oh, and I lift up my pant leg, and then he's like, clickety click click, looks. Rolls over to me, and he's like, that is cellulitis. And then he like rolls back to the computer, starts typing in more stuff. He's like, you need antibiotics. He talked like he was a game show announcer. It was hilarious.
That's awesome.
Anyways, I told him about the turmeric, and he said, well, turmeric would work if nothing was already in like the bad stages. Right. He's like, you have to that's something that you would have to do right away.
Right.
And I was like, well, I definitely waited too long then. So there is some merit to that. But don't wait until you already have like visible signs of the infection, I guess.
Yeah, no kidding. Jane says she loves the sound effects. People are asking, is your leg still yellow?
Good. It didn't get stained that bad, I guess. It looks fine.
Also,
There,
somebody popped on that has a wrench to say hi. Hannah Maddox. I'm traveling through the mountains.
Anna Banana. Hello.
Stick around. So
What did she say?
she said, I'm traveling through the mountains, so I don't know if I'll be able to stick around. Susie Q says,
Oh,
love these stories. Someone else warns me that Marria, this could be take some time. It's a Josh story. We'll cover for your poor connection if necessary. But I guess it
I
means it's going to
I
take a long time.
I could. The story's actually longer because he also told me to eat yogurt. He's like, eat a thing of yogurt for the probiotics
Yeah,
to help because of the antibiotics.
yeah.
And so
And
like, and I had to take them for 15 days or something like that. And so I bought. He's like, to eat a thing of yogurt. So I go and get yogurt. And at that time, there's no bags back then in BC.
yeah,
So I'm carrying all these yogurts because the doctor's office was right next to like a Safeway or something like that.
yeah.
And so I'm carrying these yogurts, and I didn't drive to the doctor because it was like walking distance. It was probably like a kilometer or something like that. And so, which I don't know how many miles that is for those of you who are American.
Oh
It's
my
it's
goodness.
not far though.
Yeah, but then
Oh.
you've got your sore leg with your cellulitis. You're carrying way too much yogurt. You don't have a bag. Did you even get your prescription yet?
Yeah, I did because there was a pharmacy attached to it. So
Okay.
that's 0.621 miles.
Okay.
Uh, which, by the way, I walked to that Safeway so many times, which is how I knew it wasn't that far. But I never walked on it on the cellulitis leg.
Exactly.
I barely made it there, but because it was so painful. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, I mean, I could have made it there, but just by like doing a weird hobble. But like, I was so uncomfortable. But anyways, on the way back, I'm carrying. I only bought 5, but he said
Still,
drink one a day, and I didn't want to keep walking there, or I didn't want to drive either. So I was like, okay,
well,
I'm just gonna buy. And so I was drinking a freaking quart of yogurt a day, and he meant a freaking yogurt cup, like a snack pack.
yeah.
And so I'm getting, and remember, there's no
The
water.
water.
So, and that's a lot of dairy, even if you're not lactose intolerant. So I'm eating a freaking container of yogurt, glug, 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 and there's no bathroom. So not a great time. I had to go to the neighbor's house because there's no way I'm waiting to go to the rec center while I got the yogurt squirts. So not a good time. Don't get cellulitis if you don't need it.
That's hilarious. Someone's asking me if my glasses are purple, but it's not. It's a reflection from my laptop. So I'm trying to just like go in other lights so she can see, but it's still reflecting off the phone.
Your
But
hair
no,
looks kind of purple
they're
too.
just regular glasses. But it's the screens behind me because I'm leaning it up against my laptop.
Uh,
Mhm. The story gives Matthew nightmares, apparently, Martha says. Um,
Anyway, I think people get a gist of what you're about and
oh, yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, is there anything else that you'd like to mention before we go, or is that good?
Oh, no, I'm super happy with your endorsement and our little collabs. And yeah, it's all good. Thank you.
All right, perfect. So guys, those of you who are just hopping on, wow, I said that weird. We just gave this away. Martha won. So thank you for playing, Martha. Thank you everyone for playing. Thank you everyone for watching another vlog 240. Um, all of what you see here, well, besides the board, I make the boards, obviously. Marria makes these things. You can check out what else she has on her website, which is right here, practicalhomestead.ca.
Yeah.
Matthew just put a link. Thank you very much, Matthew. Check out what she has. If you use my promo code Josh10, you'll get 10% off. And that has been since our first collab. So it might be there forever. Who knows? I don't know. So, well, it'll at least be there for the Christmas season. So you guys can see what she's got. It can be any number of things. It doesn't just have to be the cheese wraps for the 10% off, right? Like you're gonna learn up.
Yeah, I put on.
Okay, and I don't know. I don't know what I have left on my end, but if you would like a cheese board or a cutting board or whatever other board that I have left, you can email me, orderfromjosh@gmail.com. Again, I don't know what we have left because Ashley's doing the emails on my end, and she told me that she sent off, because it's kind of first come, first serve sort of deal. So I don't know how many people have already picked what is there or whatever, but for what is there, we're giving away a free cheese wrap. These are normally $20, but you'll pay just whatever the board happens to cost, which is between $30 and $50, depending on the size and type of wood and pattern, all these different things that go into pricing that, the condition and the grade and all that stuff. But anyway, you'll get at least a $50 value for I don't know, or at least a $20 value that's free from your whole purchase. I don't know what it is exactly.
That's a pretty generous offer of you to do that. You're not going to make too much money there, Mr. Josh.
No, I'm not. But I like doing these things around Christmas time. We're also going to be giving away, I guess I should say this before we go. We're going to be giving away these two boards as well during the 12 days of Christmas gift away, which is
soon. It's already the 15th.
Hold on. Yeah, it's in 10 days. No, wait, hold on. It's in 15 days?
Yeah.
It's in 15 days. So these are going to be given away on day 1 and day something. I don't know. I'm going to give one thing away each day. And I have a few other things. If you guys watched my 12 days of Christmas gift away things, you know that sometimes it's random, sometimes it's art, sometimes it's something I've made, sometimes it's, whatever, something to do with me anyway. Most of the time, sometimes it's Canadian treats, which I think is a shame that you guys don't have the things that we have, like ketchup chips. Like, what the heck? If you're American or somewhere else that they don't have it, or dill pickle, like, come on.
Or Smarties they don't have.
They have Smarties, but they're rockets. Their Smarties are rockets.
Yeah, that's weird. And then they also don't have maple cookies. I've got 2 of my kids live in America. That's why we moved to Manitoba.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my daughter moved to Nebraska. My son moved to Idaho. So we followed the son that married a Winnipegger. So.
Oh, I see. I see. Well, anyway, lots to look forward to. I should also.
Jim says sometimes it's stuff that your friends have made. That's interesting.
Hold on one second. Someone just sent me.
There's some weird person called Habit. Oh, good. Matthew deleted him. Yeah, he seemed like a. Oh no, Habit. Mangel. Habit None Angel. I want, but he won't. He said something about a ball pit by your pool earlier.
Oh yeah, Habit. Yeah, they're a normal person, or they're a normal or a regular viewer.
Here we go. He says, "Josh, congratulations on building your underground ball pit. Are you going to put it near your swimming pool?"
Where did that come from? Did I wait? Wait, that's a throwback. Holy cow! I forgot about that.
Okay.
Oh, Habit, you're gonna have to remind me exactly how that even came to be a thing that I said. I can't even remember, but I remember. Dang, that's a throwback. I used to say just the dumbest stuff. Well, I mean, I still do, but since it's not true, obviously I forget.
Right.
But yeah, there was something. It was an ongoing joke. But I can't remember. I can't remember what the heck it was.
Someone says.
But yeah, there was an ongoing joke about it.
Someone says you give away your nail clippings. Renee, Susie Q said that. Renee says we need some craft dinner and some Kinder eggs this year. It will blow Bert and Ernie's minds.
I actually tried to give away Kinder eggs, but they're apparently illegal. And they like you can get arrested for it for sending them to the U.S.
Oh wow.
So I'm not going to do that, but I would do craft dinner. I think we actually have some craft dinners. Some people don't. I didn't know this was a Canadian thing.
For some reason, my video is frozen. I don't know if you can hear me.
I don't actually have any craft dinner right now, but
oh, there we go.
What was that? That was weird. Did you just do something?
Yeah, that was frozen, so I just returned the camera around and then back, and then it froze. Oh, strange.
Yeah,
They have Kinder eggs in the US, but yeah, we can't. Maybe they make a different version for Canada and they're not approved.
It's the toy, I guess. It's the toy.
Okay.
But our toys suck now. Like, you don't build them anymore. All you do is put stickers on them. And sometimes they're puzzles. That's so lame. So, anyway.
When
but Renee, if you...
story, I was worried it was a fake story because I would just fall for it. Because you know how you make up stories like How Did I Meet Alex? And you have like 10 versions of that one, and you know?
Right. Wait, which story did you think was fake? The turmeric one?
Yeah, because you're like, it starts out with bees and everything. So I was like, where is this going? This has to be fake.
No, that's a real story. That's actually happened. People think that I'm making stories up because I give too much detail, and stories that are lies have too much detail. But like, I just have that's just how my mind works. That's just exactly, I don't know. I just, for whatever reason, have to give you details that don't matter. I could have just said, oh yeah, one time I got cellulitis and someone asked me if I ever tried turmeric and it didn't work. But that story's not fun. That's not fun to hear.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it doesn't work.
That's why you have a YouTube channel and people like listening to your stories.
Right. I actually was going to... Well, actually, I'll save that information for a time that I actually do it. But yeah, okay. About me, how did I meet Alex anyway? Okay, real quick, as I just said, I put a lot of detail on how I actually met Alex is, so in Canada, by the way, in Canada, our national sport, guess what it is, guys who are not Canadian? What do you think it is? Does anyone have any guesses? No one has any guesses. We might be lagging too much to get the guesses, but if you're guessing hockey.
Yeah, and Susie says hockey, Tammy says hockey.
Okay.
Johnson says moose chasing.
Moose chasing. Okay, you would think it was hockey or moose chasing, but it's not. It's freaking lacrosse.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what? Lacrosse? Which is kind of played like hockey, but minus the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't keep your stick is up here. But it's kind of like the same idea. It has like a hockey feel. So I don't know how that's the national sport when hockey is so obvious. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's kind of like how in the US you got basketball. It's really big there, but it was invented in Canada, right? Like, it's just like, what? Anyway, that's besides the point. That's just one of those details that don't matter. So anyways, hockey is big here, mostly in the winter, but you can play all year round. And I used to be part of this beer league, but like, I don't drink, so it's not a beer league in the same sense of beer league is just kind of a term that you use for a league that does it just for fun, but there is competition involved with it. And oftentimes you get hammered while you play. Anyway, I used to be part of this league. We were called, guess what we were called? I'll give you a hint. It's named right after our actual hockey team in my city, which I'm actually wearing it.
Oilers.
We were called the Stony Plain Oilers. Okay. Stony Plain is a town that's right next to me. Anyway, so we were called the Stony Plain Oilers, and we started playing this game as a like regular rules, like real rules. And then as the time goes on, it gets like delved down into like relaxed rules or rules from the old days sort of thing. Anyway, sometimes that would make the games go on forever, because in hockey you have 3 periods, and then you have like you score, and if you have the most scores at the end of the third 3 periods, you win. But if there's a draw, then you have overtime. And these days, and it's been like this for a long time, is if you don't score in overtime, you'll have in the playoffs you'll have double overtime and blah blah blah. But in regular season, you'll have shootout. But we didn't like playing shootout because it wasn't as fun because only one person plays. However, this one time we were just playing, I don't know, like a hockey game is usually about 2 hours, something like that. And I think we were playing for at least like 3.5 hours because we just were just playing too hard and everyone was hammed. Anyway, we decided to do a shootout, and since we had to do shootouts, and we played with a can. We didn't have a goalie, right? So a can is like you would hang a literal soup can from a.
And then you have to hit the can rather than that was the goal.
So even if you get it in the net, it doesn't count as a score. You have to hit the can in the net. Okay? And so, but with a shootout, it's kind of makes no sense because no one's after you, right? So for those of you who don't know what a shootout is like you start at center ice with the puck, you skate down the ice, and you obviously try to score, and no one else is on the ice except for you and the goalie. However, in a shootout, you kind of need a goalie, otherwise you're obviously going to win. So it's me doing a shootout. No one wants to be goalie because that hurts to get smacked with a puck. However, guess who happens to be around? This is how I met Alex. Alex, some random guy who's just wanting to, I don't know, help out the boys playing hockey. He volunteers to be goalie, and no pads or anything. And I just be like, well, I don't know this guy, and I don't care if he gets hurt. So I just nail this puck as hard as I can, and he of course moves out of the way because he has no pads on, and we won this game, the Stony Plain Oilers, because some random dude volunteered to be goalie so that we could actually end the game. That is how I met Alex. And he was like, I didn't think that you were actually going to shoot it that hard. I'm like, you didn't know that we wanted to win? We've been playing for way too long. So that's how I met Alex. Because he's, I guess, a brave soul. This one time at hockey camp. Really? Says Susie Q. Go spoilers. Oh, yeah, the Oilers actually have a game tonight at 6:30. Nobody in their right mind is ever the goal.
He says Meredith. Yeah. When's the real story, Josh?
You know what's funny is like that story, yes, I made it up. But that's probably the most believable one I've ever told.
Okay. I remember a water slide one in West Edmonton Mall.
Yeah, that one was... I don't remember a water slide one, but I remember... So there's always elements of truth to the story. So for those of you who are new, that's not how I met Alex. How I actually met Alex is I wanted to build a cannon, a replica cannon, just for fun, just to have a cannon and put it somewhere. And I needed to take some pictures because I could look online, but I wanted to see scale and stuff. And so I went to West Edmonton Mall because they have the Santa Maria replica ship in the water in part of the mall, and they have cannons on there. But for whatever reason, I didn't want to pay the $2 that it took to get on the ship so I could have a closer look. I don't know why. It's kind of dumb. But anyway, so then I go on my phone and be like, cannons for sale, Edmonton, something like that. And Curiosity Inc. popped up, and they had a cannon. So I went to his store, and that's how I met him. I just went to his store, started talking to him, Alex is a friendly guy, so I don't know. We just became friends by accident. So he asked what I did, and I told him, and then he got me to make him some stuff to sell in his store, and they sold pretty good. So maybe he was like, oh, maybe this guy's worth hanging out with. Let's see if he can do the Potter's house, and so on and so forth. So that's how I actually met him. But the water slide story, what I'm thinking that you remember, although there could have been a water slide story too, is I used to work for the city of Edmonton, and someone slipped on the stairs and knocked the railing off the wall, and so we had to re-weld it back onto the wall, which this person must have been quite heavy to be able to do that, because this thing was welded like 4 times to the wall, or maybe it just was so weak before. But anyway, they slipped and fell and probably hurt themselves quite bad, and the railing was on the whatever. So this rec center was owned by the city, so the city has to fix it, whatever. I worked at the fab shop. We go there, we set up our screens and stuff because people like to watch that sort of stuff, and so you have like a welder screen that you can see through. And what happened in real life is that we just welded it on and left, and some people watched and stuff. What happened in my story is I was leaning against the door, if I remember correctly, or on a ladder or something, and I had like the welding like negative cable wrapped around my foot or something, and then someone opened the door that I was leaning against, and I fell and tripped and went into the pool and got tangled all in my gear and couldn't get out, and Alex rescued me, I think was the story. I told it way longer and more detailed than that, but is that the one you remember? Was it that, or was there a slide?
No, I'm pretty sure you're in the slide. It was the water slide thing, and yeah, it was a big, long, convoluted. It's a couple of years ago, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, there is a story, like I said, there's elements of truth. Like today's story was because I actually did play hockey all the time at the local rink, and we did hit a can and all that sort of stuff. But I was just in the interest of time. I was like, I'm not going to tell a long story, but here I am telling more stories. But the water slide one, I remember in real life. I'm in this slide, and there's this old water park called Wild Waters. Wild Waters, and it had a whole bunch of slides on the hill. It was an outdoor water park, and I was scared of drowning. I've always been terrified of water since I was a little kid. I just had some bad trauma related to just whatever. Remember earlier I told you that my grandma sucks.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't do anything, but related to my biological family. Anyway, I was scared of water, but water slides are fun as shit. So of course I'm gonna try to like overcome my fear going on these slides. But when we would get close to the bottom of the slide, I would catch the side of the inside of the slide. It's a tube, right? And so they had holes in them, like windows, if you will. And I grabbed onto those, and I just stayed there too long. There's a person at the top of the slide who like tells you when to go, and they can see you because there's like openings in the slide, and they can see where you're at a certain point. Then the next person can go, right? Well, the real story that I think I may have made an Alex story out of probably comes from there, where I held onto these circles, these windows, and then I was too scared to hop into the water, because my first time, this is like my second go, or maybe my third or fourth, but previously I can't swim. And like the landing pool, I'm like, I think I was in grade 1. So how old are you? 6? 6 or 7 years old? Must have been 6. No, it must have been 7, because it would have had to be warm out, and my birthday's in April. But whatever, I was young and I was short is my deal. And I couldn't stand on the bottom. So I'm like tumbling around in this water, because you get so much speed going down these slides, and you hit the water and you just, and then you get your bearings and get out. But as a little kid, freaking out, panicking in this water, I'm like swallowing water, and I'm trying to like do something, and I can't do nothing. And I get to the edge, and the lifeguard is running over to me. Says, "Are you okay?" Anyways, I didn't want that to happen again. So I hung onto the windows of the slide, and this girl coming down behind me who was probably, I don't know, our whole school went. She was probably in like grade 8 or something. She's like way bigger than me, and she just slams into me, which gives me the most terrible whiplash. And we are both in the pool together, and I'm probably making it hard for her to get out because I'm like, whoa, shit. I don't know what to do. I imagine that's the story that I use to make up an Alex story if it comes to water slides. Does that sound familiar at all? Probably not.
Maybe because I wasn't as focused on remembering like that detail about it, because it was more about how did you meet Alex, and
Right.
I can't even really remember, but it's something to do with the lineup, and he was in it, and you met.
Okay. Well, Candy O remembers the water slide story, so I must have had one.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, for sure.
How about when Alex saved you when you first visited your house when your previous owner was there, guns and everything? Oh shoot, I don't remember that one.
Did she say guns?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh, I wish I remembered them. You know, I wish I remembered which videos they were so that I could compile them. There's lots where Alex has saved me. And even Alex has made up a story, at least one story on his channel about how he met me, which I think is hilarious.
It's contagious.
Yeah. But anyway, okay. Now we're just talking about stories that aren't even real. So I think we'll let the people go. Thank you, Marria, for coming on and explaining your things. Once again, guys, check out Marria, practicalhomestead.ca. Use my promo code Josh10 to get 10% off site-wide. And then if you also want a cutting board or a cheese board, you can get one of these for free right now. From me, orderfromjosh@gmail.com. I do not know how many are left, but just email me. If we're out, then we're out, and then you'll have to wait till next batch. We're not putting anyone on the waiting list for cutting boards this time around, because we're just going to have lots when we do. Well, actually, we're not going to have lots when we do batch G, but when we do batch
H,
there we go, freaking can alphabet. We will have lots again, but batch G is going to be a little more niche. It's going to have like gold in it, and it's going to have silver in it, probably just gold leaf and silver leaf, things like that. But they're going to be something a little different.
cool. Are you going to like suspend the gold leaf or the silver leaf in some resin?
Yeah, I'm going to try to do something like that. I might even on one of them put a small bit of or like a tiny nugget, like a nugget that's. But man, gold, man, it's so expensive now.
Yeah, wow.
And I'm not in a position to be able to go gold mining myself. My health is too terrible. But if I get better, which I hope I do by next summer, fingers crossed, then I'm going to go gold mining, and I'm going to specifically pan on my own so that I can, because anything that I pan on my own, I can keep. So I'm going to see if I can find like a small nugget.
Yeah. And Helen's asking about what about Ken stones?
What about Ken stones? Oh yeah, those will be part of it too. Some of the yeah, they'll be like inlays or I don't know what you'd call them, like an inlay. Like let's say we have like a piece of jade. I would do like one of these. That's very long, but you know, I might do one of the inlays of jade. The only thing is that I need it to stay together, so I might have to encase the whole thing. Or no, I'd probably glue it onto a bottom as well. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Jade is very hard to cut, but some of the other stones that are like less, well, jade is only semi-precious too, but there's even less precious than jade. So it just depends. I'm going to take what I can get and work around that. And I don't know when that comes out. So if you want something, make sure that you email me now, because I don't know. I have like 15 cutting boards and the 20 cheese boards. I don't know how many are claimed yet, and 2 banana bread boards, by the way. Shipping anywhere in the world for whatever they cost to ship. I'm not sure. And you ship anywhere in the world too, Marria?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So
My stuff's
yeah,
easier to
let
ship
us know.
it's a lot lighter.
Say again?
It's a lot easier to ship than yours because it's a lot lighter.
Oh, yeah.
Yours is heavy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's a thing, Matthew says he's compiling a list of all your Alex stories.
Oh yeah, I actually did ask him to do that a long time ago, and now he'll know this one. He's actually watching every live video over again.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I've also had other people say that they were going to do that, but I don't know if they are or not. But yeah. Anyway, thank you, and thank you everyone else. Low battery here, so I'm actually right on time here. Perfect.
Okay. Well, it was great to chat with you all, and good luck with your head healing. And
thank you.
G.
Yeah. Badge of G, that's going to be a cool one. All right. Have a good day.
Okay. Bye, guys.
See ya. I actually don't even know how to exit this.
I'll X out. Maybe that'll help.
Okay, she's gone. This is different with the screen sharing, which, by the way, was this cool or what? Doing a screen, like a double, whatchamacallit? I thought it was cool. Yeah, so Marria's awesome with what she does and stuff. How the heck do you do? Oh, it's up here. See, I have to have my phone, instead of having it sideways like this, it's like this. And so things are different. But here we go. Here we go. All right. Very long vlog or live about this, but I hope that you guys had fun. I will see you later. Have a good day.